Hello, the house. My name's Georgie Newbery. I'm a flower farmer and florist based between fashionable Bruton and up and coming Wincanton. And today it is the winter solstice. Thank the good Lord. Oh, I really struggle with winter. I don't like the dark. I don't like getting up in the dark. I don't like the way it's dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just find it squishes my head until there's nothing left. And today we start getting lighter. Obviously we don't really feel it until kind of mid-January, but the principle remains the same. And so to celebrate, I thought I'd take you a tour of my Christmas decorations. I have very strong feelings about Christmas decorations, which you will discover. So come along with me and I'll share with you my tree, my little town of Bethlehem, which you can see in the corner there, and my spangly dining hall. Anyway, come on, let's start with the tree. So here is the family Christmas tree. Now, I have quite strong feelings about Christmas trees. For example, no presents underneath until Christmas Eve, which is 4 days away, because then it'll be Christmas. Otherwise, it's all too early. Also, as you can see, I believe very strongly there is no such thing as a chic Christmas decoration. And so it is very important not to try and be chic. Otherwise you end up looking very quickly like something in Harrods food hall, and one isn't a shop. So given that Christmas is inherently unchic and just a celebration of colour and fun, let's start at the top with the Christmas angel, which was made by my daughter at nursery when she was about 2, coloured in rather. And then, as you can see, the star is rather a fallen star because my son and my daughter fight over who gets to the top of the tree on an annual basis. This year, my daughter has won, and my son's star, made at the same age at the same nursery school a couple of years before, is a fallen star, so it falls there. And then we have all these spangles, plastic, glass, some of it valuable, not very, some of it not, but I have a great passion for some of them. For example, I love my dove. I bought that in Clapham in about 1991 in a little shop there somewhere. And it's been on my Christmas tree every year ever since. And if you come on down, lots of things made by the children over the years. A little shoe of some antiquity. We have lots of shoes on the tree. I'll find some more shoes in a minute. Why we have a shoe thing, I don't know, but we do. Look, more handmade by the children, little spangles. And here are the christening shoes that the children wore. Well, they didn't actually because their feet were too big, but they should have worn the christening shoes. They're really pretty little silk shoes. Look at that. I don't know where I got them. But they look very nice on the Christmas tree. And then if you come round, there is the best Christmas decoration is here. Look, a little, there, will it focus on it? Maybe not, there we go. The Holy Family in a walnut. I mean, really, what else could you need? If I had no other Christmas decoration, I would just have the Holy Family in the walnut. Moving on, here are the shoes that the children did wear for their christening. Over here, little leather booties, which Fabrizio and I found at a market in Le Puy-en-Velay in central France when we were courting. So those boots have a lot of meaning to us. And obviously there are birds and there are spangly Father Christmases, more little, I love that little creche, that little glass creche. And this angel, every year I sort of treat myself to a few more baubles. This angel has a bell that rings. So I'm very fond of her. And every year they get put away and I get them out and it's as if it's all my Christmases rolled into one, because I love picking up all these lovely things as we pick them, come out of the boxes again. And then right down here at the bottom are Fabrizio's first his first pair of shoes. Look at that. And he's 56. So the shoes are really important. Anyway, there's the Christmas tree. But I think my point about the Christmas tree is that it should be a celebration of joy and family history. I really believe that very strongly. It does not need any attempt to be chic, smart, or matchy. Is an instant failure, because it's not possible to be chic or smart or matchy with a Christmas tree. You will end up looking like Harrods Food Hall, which is fine, but it is Harrods Food Hall, not a family celebration of family life. Anyway, there's the tree. Moving on, there's a better shot of the boots that Fabrizio and I bought in Le Puy-en-Velay when we were still courting and the children were but sparkles in our eyes. So it was fun that they wore them for their christenings. For the bear's christening, they were so much too big, we almost had to sort of tie them onto his legs. But by the time the Wriggler was christened, because for various reasons, her christening, she wasn't christened until she was 6 months old. Actually, although they're quite big, they didn't fall off so easily. Now, this is where the Christmas decorations begin to get silly, because as you can see, this shepherd has a grossly disproportionately large sheep in his flock. But where is he looking? What is it that he is seeing in the far distance? Oh, but look, it is the little town of Bethlehem. Okay, this gives me pleasure beyond compare. It is so silly, but it is really, really fun. So this bookshelf, normally it's full of books, but we take all the books out and fill the bookshelf with a little town and all the things that would go around our own little take on Bethlehem. Of course, it is not even remotely correct. For those of you who can start arguing and say, I'm not sure Bethlehem had a pub. Yes, well, it must have had something, because it had an inn where there was no room. Anyway, here is the inn, and they're having a lock-in, and they've got tables and chairs outside for when there's a lockdown. And then Fabrizio's made all these little houses, and then he puts the fairy lights in them. But Fabrizio's very good at making treasure houses. And all of these, the roofs come off so that the lights can go in. But I love the treasure house. And here is the Banca di Blanca, which is a money box he made. And I am Blanca. And the bank, because all good towns have a bank. So this little town of Bethlehem has a bank and a pub. And he keeps saying he wants to make a church. But my point is that surely it can't have a church, because in this little town, the baby Jesus is only just born. Anyway, the angels are above with the star, which is a bird sitting on it, and weirdly a stag galloping by. And there are 3 wise owls looking down on the proceedings. I can't tell you what pleasure. Every morning I come in here, and it's the darkest time of the year, and I spend about 10 minutes turning on all the little fairy lights, and suddenly it's pretty. It's not pretty, it's just silly and amusing. And I got these cherubs, came from a trip to Rome many, many years ago with my lovely friend Serena Cullen, who's a TV producer. And we go down, and finally we have competing creches. Probably wrong, but there's a little tiny creche there that my friend Serena gave me for Christmas a couple of years ago. Father Christmas has this corner where all the polar bears live, obviously, and so does he. But the polar bears, because of global warming, are making friends with the grizzly bears. You know, it's true. These things happen. And then finally, we have a selection of kings. These 3 have come on their boat with gold. Oh, there are 3 ships sailing by, of course. There's ship 1 there, made by Fabrizio. Ship 2 there, which is also a treasure box, made by Fabrizio. And the 3rd ship is coming, it's a spaceship. It's coming from above. Woo, I'm going to fall over. So there's the third ship right at the end, at the top, a flying ship. And then right at the bottom, here we have the baby Jesus, 3 kings, and a great many angels. And the stable was made by one of the children at nursery. Very important. And I think, look, would you just look at the very high end quality? Is it a donkey or a reindeer? Very hard to tell. And another child made this Christmas tree here. You know, it's very, very smarty pants. And if you want to travel, you can come on the bus. You know, it's good. Anyway, there you go. The little town of Bethlehem, which is really very precious. I just love it. I can't get back so you can see it all. There you are. Oh, right. And now it's time to light the candles because it is the solstice. So this lovely thing was also made by one of the children when they were little. And we always light the candles in this. The candles are a bit wonky, but it doesn't matter. And we always light the candles in this when it is the solstice. So I'm going to light the candles for the return of the light. Thank goodness. It's such a relief. I think the great thing about flower farming for a living is it really teaches you that not to panic, because whatever happens, the light returns and the season starts again and the year starts again. And even if humanity is sending the world to hell in a handcart with their stupidity and their greed, the world comes back, the sun comes back, and all will be well. You know that lovely phrase, all will be well, and all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. Julian of Norwich wrote that in the middle of the plague in the 14th century. So there you go. All will be well. Right, I'm going to show you my dining hall. So moving on. I love this room. Normally, all year round, this is a big old dumping ground where people leave their wellies and their boots and their dirty coats, and it generally looks like a bomb site. And you can see some of the bomb sites still going on outside. I need to tidy that up. The coats have been stuffed onto the hanger, but it is relatively tidy. And now what I've done is I've taken all the shiny things in the house and I've put them on the dresser with some candles. Look, to one side, you don't really see it, all the shoes, but never mind. So all the shiny things are on the dresser. Ignore the outside. And the table is covered in candles and little bowls. I have a real thing about bits of silver. So Fabrizio and I, quite often, if we go to a brocante or something, we'll pick up bits of silver. None of it's especially valuable, but it polishes up nicely and makes the Christmas table really nice. And then we have these very tall candlesticks, which come out for Christmas. Normally they live on top of the piano. And so although this is not a large room or a smart room, it smartens up nicely for Christmas. And this double damask tablecloth, which I also found on a holiday with my friend Serena Cullen, the television producer, when her little boy, Sasha, who is now a pop star in a band called Sasha and the Shades, and with her sister Flora, who is an artist, Flora Parrott, we went to the south of France to a place near Limoux in the foothills of the Pyrenees years ago, and I found this tablecloth there. And I don't over iron it, but I do make sure that what is ironed, the creases are square onto the table, because otherwise it's annoying. So it's not beautifully ironed. And then almost my favourite decoration, look, big sacks of compost outside. But anyway, I love, this is my deer's head that comes out at Christmas every year. And I was inspired to buy him by my friend Pitcombe, who is an old friend I made on Twitter and is now become a real buddy. And then along the top here, we have more baubles tucked into little egg cups, or I think they might be stirrup cups, which are part of the silver collection. The bear, my boy, has inherited our enthusiasm for collecting random bits of silver. So this is his silver collection on the piano here. And that, my friends, is that. If you're looking for a top tip amongst all of these things about my Christmas decorations, I would say, number one, to remember to take the pressure off yourselves. Christmas is about memories and family treasures, and they don't have to be valuable. So don't feel pressurized to have a tasteful tree, because in my book, there's no such thing. It's impossible to have a tasteful tree. So go full spangle. And if you've got lots of candles around and they're new, it's really worth lighting them before the event, just so that when it comes to lighting them for whatever your evening party, even if it's just your family, because COVID has meant that the rest of you are not there, light them in advance, because then they will light quickly. And if there's any problem, sometimes smart candles can be a bit of a fiddle to light. So light them in advance, because then they're quick to light on the day. So I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. I sound like the Queen. May you all have a very happy Christmas. No, have a very happy Christmas. I hope you all feel the return of the light with the solstice. I have to say, I know I'm very suggestive. So if I'm told that I will feel the return of the light, I immediately feel the return of the light, and I'm much cheered up by it. Anyway, thank you very, very much for all your subscriptions this year. YouTube has been an unexpected, it's been unexpectedly fun for me, and I've been very inspired by your engagement, that all your subscriptions have made it really feel like I'm not wasting my time. And so 2022 will be hopefully a big and busy year for us on YouTube. So look forward to seeing you next year. But in the meantime, have a lovely break, and I hope you get some peace and a little sparkle. All right.